Sooner Scoop HD.
Just wanted to ask you about Joe. Seemed like a pretty decent scoring game for him. Seemed like maybe an extra layer of comfort for him, and he kind of just talked about that. Just maybe how big is that to get that kind of performance from him in a tough road environment?
No, he made some really good offensive plays. I mean, he knocked down 2 threes. He got a transition layup. He's continuing to shrink the gaps of mistakes, and he's playing a lot harder in practice, and his attitude's been really good. And he just, because a lot of players, they have a choice when they're not getting your minutes. Your choice is pout, blame, be mad at the world, and all those things, or try to get better, try to fight, try to be persistent and address the things why you're not playing. And Joe has chose that path, and he's gotten better for it. He brings a level of athleticism to us. I still think that there's learning curves for him, but man, he was able to make some plays offensively for us in a very tough environment against a very good defense, old veteran defense, and it was good to see him make those plays.
How much does it help how much does it send a message to the rest of the team that, hey, you may not be getting the minutes you want, but if you keep working like Joe has, maybe that can turn around for you?
I think the same thing for everybody who doesn't get the minutes they want. I think we've had guys that have. I mean, Jacob Groves has stayed super positive. He's just, he's trying to fight through. I mean, I just saw him. He was down here an hour earlier getting extra shots and extra things going. So he's doing it, and it's just, it's good to see it because that's the choice you want to make in life too. There's for all of us that not even playing, things don't go your way. You got a choice.
Texas Tech's clearly playing their best ball of the season. What have you seen from them specifically in the last couple weeks?
It was funny since they were down 23 against Iowa State. O'Banner hit a shot down 5 from 3. It was an offensive rebound, got kicked out. He hit that 3. If he misses, they're still down 5 with like under 30. They got to start fouling. He makes it. They start pressing, and then they ended up winning, all under a minute. Their confidence level just seems like it's gone through the roof since that game. Then they proceeded to beat Texas and Kansas State and West Virginia. So they've beaten 3 ranked teams and a very, very good West Virginia team. So their confidence is going through the roof. I think they got some guys playing their best basketball of the year. I think Jalen Tyson's playing the best he's played all year. I think Damian Harmon is playing the best he's played all year. Like he's been kind of doing it for a while now. He's been playing well for weeks. They got Pop Isaac's back, Fardaws, and then they got their defense. They hang their hat on their defense. I mean, the way how well they guard, and then if they got confidence making shots, they made a lot of threes at West Virginia. So you're just seeing a very confident team.
And a little off the beaten path here, but how has Luke progressed throughout this redshirt season?
It's funny you just asked that because he was getting a pre-practice workout. He's working on some lateral quickness. It's hard because, the progression is just based on practice. Like he's not getting in the games, but we're completely focused on it. We talked to him. We're giving him extra workouts and everything. And I like it. Just there's nothing like game experience, but he's getting a year where everybody's old. He's getting a lot of work on this year. So I like where he's progressing, but it's hard to gauge it without. There's times in practice he does a lot of great things.
I'm sure 5,022 minutes for Tanner is not part of your ideal game plan, but to have Sam step in as he did, as he really has all year, I guess the question is, what's impressed you about his ability to maintain the form, not just to maybe picked on some
Sam?
Sam,
yeah.
All the way through baseball play.
Yeah, I think. Tanner's been getting in foul trouble, and for Sam, he's always ready. I think that's just a great thing to say about somebody. It's a very simple thing to say, but I love saying it. He's a guy who comes off the bench and he's always ready. He's always ready to bring his lunch pail, his hard hat, and bring what he can bring. You know, some guys you're like, is he going to be hot tonight? Is he going to play hard tonight? Is he going to do this? I know what you're going to get from Sam. He's going to be ready. He's going to come in and he's going to play his tail off.
To kind of go back to the younger guys, and you have Milo, Ortega, Northweather, and then Benny, who's coming up, and you have two really good recruits coming. In terms of the core for the future, what is your level of excitement in that area, and where do you feel like this team's going forward?
Yeah, I'm so entrenched right now, trying to beat like game by game, that I mean, obviously you got your board going with recruiting, and you got your board of coming back. But I'll really dive into that, I think, when the season's over, when you kind of sort a lot of things out. What I do like is that I think, you know, Ortega and Los are thrown into the fire. You know, they're being counted on for a lot of minutes in a high-level game. And did some great things, and then we lived through some tough youthful mistakes that we had to live through. So, and those sometimes get magnified in a possession-by-possession game. And but the bottom line is, they're in a high-level games every night, you know, playing. I thought both of them did some good things. Both of them had some things that we talked about and learned. You know, Luke is a guy that, you know, we're just, you know, getting better every day. Recruits aren't here yet, so you really dive into that when the season's over. I'm so focused in on right now getting Texas Tech, and I think that's our, you know, the focus.
You mentioned Davion Harmon, obviously returning game for him. There's a bit of an overlap when you got here and when he left. Just even in limited interactions, what were some of your first impressions of him, personality, stuff like that?
You know, like, it was COVID, so he wasn't here. We just talked through Zoom and phone. You know, high energy, good kid. You know, that's, you know, that was, chose to go a different path. I mean, didn't fault him for it. That was, you know, so didn't really have too much of an opportunity. I just talked to him a couple times, and my interactions was good with him. I mean, I thought he was a nice young guy, and high energy young guy, confident, and I think he chose to go to Oregon. God, everyone had their choices, you know. I totally understood. There was zero hard feelings at all.
Just got Big 12 Player of the Week. Obviously, you mentioned he's
Yeah.
playing really well. Just what makes him such a difficult matchup?
Speed and power. You know, he plays north-south. He does not play east-west. You know, that downhill speed, you know, has been something that he's really done a good job with. He's been finishing, shooting. He's been shooting the three, mid-range, been scoring a lot of different ways. Gets to the foul line. So I think to start, I think averaging 15 in conference play. To be able to do that, you got to be able to do it in a lot of different ways, and he's doing it in a lot of different ways.
Sooner Scoop HD.